Okay. So, interestingly enough, the first thing I'm getting is that there are two Atlantises. Okay, so there's two. Um, there's one that doesn't exist and there's one that did exist, but it was not called Atlantis. Okay, so we have that. The one that did exist is somewhere, it's tropical Mediterranean. So it's warm. It's definitely an island. Okay. People knew about it. Okay. I don't know how far back I am. I have no idea. Like really, it's really warm. Really nice. Like I'm like tropical breezes. Like let's all vacation here, except that the damn thing sunk. So probably not. But so there's two. There is an island. There is definitely an island that was inhabited that was somewhere. I'll get to Plato. I'm sorry, I jumped right in. So if you don't know the myth of Atlantis and how Plato used it, because that's where it came about, Google it. Or, you know, some history nerd, some Plato nerd can put it in the chat if they want. But the place that Plato was talking about never existed. Okay, so that's a full myth, but it was based in a reality. But by the time he came along, that island that I'm picking up, fucking gone for like thousands of years. So like it was already a myth by the time he came along. Like it was already like, do we even know if it's real? Probably not. But it was real. And again, it's tropical, it's warm water. It seems like they had big weather, so I don't know if it's hurricane monsoons, but I sensed like there would be big weather. So I don't know if that can help you place it geographically, because I'm getting nothing. I'll tell you this. I see fucking water, okay? So obviously I'm not like, I can place it here and here. Also, it seems like when it was in existence, and again, it wasn't called Atlantis, it wasn't like, these are two different things that I've got here, okay? I've got the myth of Atlantis, and then that sort of became like this weird thought form too. So there's that over here, and then there's the real place that was a place that Plato based this thing on, okay? And it was, the continents were different then. So this is ages ago, you guys. Like this is, so I can't place it anywhere right now because the continents that we had, like they don't exist anymore. I mean, I'm not like back in Pangea. We're not all one big thing here. At least I don't think. Shit, maybe we are. But I couldn't place it geographically. But I can tell you this. It's tropical Mediterranean. So like, it's warm, but it's not disgustingly hot. It's not the dry California heat. There is like a, you know, it's that humidity to the air, that like wetness to the air. It's really nice. And I'm getting, so ancient Greeks, and I mean ancient, like maybe they weren't even called Greek back then, I don't know, but ancient. They knew about this place. They used to travel this place. They used to trade with these people. Holy crap, this is great. I was afraid this was going to be shitty, but it's pretty good. They used to trade with these people, so that's how they knew about this place. So, but again, please don't get it twisted. Greece, geographically, is not where it was. So I'm telling you, this is like, the continents are in different places right now. This is not, you cannot place this thing geographically close to Greece, technically, because the continents are way different. But I see it was actually fairly close to a large mass of land. Fairly close. Close enough for people to get to. And there were people that traveled by ship around this time. So what is this, Vikings, I guess? I don't know, but I see people coming by ship. They're dressed different. They're not dressed for tropical stuff at all. And there's extreme weather around this area. So like I said, this is either monsoons or hurricanes, but they would have to like batten down the hatches And they used to get a lot of rainfall, but it did seem like a paradise to people. Because they'd never seen anything like this. So it was really like, oh my gosh, what is this? And I'm seeing like clear, turquoise clear pools of water inside the island when you go deep into the island. Is it big? It's big enough. Some of them lived outside. Like this was very like easygoing, like I live in a tree. Some of them had places, but they were simple. It was more, they wanted to be outside. It was more about being outside, and they could be outside all day long. And I get also that they had kind of immunity against bugs, but the kids, when they were first born, they had something they would put on the skin so the bugs wouldn't bother them. But they revered everything, the bugs, the animals, the fish, the this, the that. The only thing they didn't really like was the outsiders. And children were huge. They loved their children. They loved their babies, especially. Babies were always celebrated. It was very rare for anybody to die during childbirth. I mean, like, it just didn't happen. Medicine, it's weird. I can't describe this medicine. It's not Western. It's not Eastern. It's something I've never seen before. It's something, this is like lost information. This medicine, the way they did it, it's something I've never ever seen. Like, they could perform surgery if they had to, but they very rarely had to. They were so effing healthy. No, not a lot of sickness, not a lot of disease. Every once in a while, kind of a wave would come through the city of something that actually, I think it's a dead disease, but it was similar to cholera, but it never killed anybody. But they were all like, okay, here we go. But it would only happen like once every 10 years or 20 years. Like, it was kind of like, oh shit, here we go. So they didn't have a lot of sickness. They didn't have a lot of disease. Crazy healthy. But they ate stuff. So they're showing me like the stuff that they ate. Like, there's stuff that, like, antioxidants, stuff that we probably don't even have anymore. So I'm seeing like berries, like these little berries. They would eat these berries. They're like sort of like blueberries, and it was like, eat this and you'll be fine. You know, make a tea of the leaves and you'll be fine. Like, you're never gonna get sick, ever. Something about whales. So they must have seen a lot of whales just off in the distance or something, or whatever. They weren't really big swimmers, like I said. I don't see them like diving in the ocean and stuff. But something about whales. So I don't know if they were just big on whales. And then as far as dolphins go, like, there's the whales were the big deal for them for whatever reason. They didn't eat them. It wasn't like they were like, let's get the blubber. They were just like, our whales. Like, they were just like, they were super juiced. Like, so something when the whales came through, it signaled something. It meant something. I don't know if this is a harvest or if this is, the whatever fruit's going to be back because the whales are here. Like, but something every time these people would spot these schools of whales, they were like, oh, here we go. That's great. That is great. I don't know that I want to get back to this medicine stuff because medically, I've never seen anything like this. Like I said, they could perform surgery, but it was incredibly rare. And I want to say it only took place during childbirth, really, if they had to. But it was like, it was fine. But I don't see them now. Here's the weird thing. I don't see them cutting anybody open either. I mean, worst comes to worst, I see people like digging out splinters. Like, I don't want that to get infected, you know? But they could perform surgery, but I don't see them cutting, so I don't know what that is. What is this? But I get it was with childbirth, so I don't know if this is somebody just kind of reaching up there and pulling the kid out or what, and that's surgery. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to go woo-woo with it. I don't think it was magical. I don't think it was like, ooh, I just performed surgery on you. No, absolutely not. Although I think as far as the woo-woo goes, there was strong telepathy between family members, between a lot of people, but it was very simple, like, oh, so-and-so needs me, I gotta go. You know, and then of course they would go to whoever's house and they would be like, oh, I was just thinking about you, you know, that kind of a thing. But this isn't like they weren't making shit float with their minds or what. It just did not happen, I'm telling you. But there was strong telepathy. They had rituals surrounding death where they wanted to make sure that the person returned to the earth. I'm telling you, this place provided so much free abundance. These people did not have to work to eat or to live or to have fresh, clean water. They didn't have to. That's why it was considered utopia. And they gave back to the land and the land gave to them. So it was a very symbiotic relationship. It was very much revered. And the only real ritual they had was around birth and death. And basically when a baby was born, it was just like, holy crap, like we're celebrating. There goes that breeze again. This is so bizarre. Where is it coming from? But it was a huge deal. I mean, I don't know if they actually had a party, but it was a huge deal. They would do something to commemorate every birth. And they really almost like worshiped their children. Like they knew. Like, sorry, noises in the hallway. Irritating. Everybody still there? I see 41. I hope you're still here. This is wild. And then with death, it was very, they didn't send them off to sea. They didn't burn them either. And they didn't bury them. So what did they do with these people? It was very important, like you don't leave dead bodies around. I mean, that's 101. But they did, I cannot see what this is. They did not burn these people, and yet I'm seeing ashes. They didn't, I don't know what this is. I don't know if, see, I'm seeing black ground that looks like ashes. It looks like char. It looks like burn. But that might just have been where they put people. But I feel like they also didn't bury them. They didn't eat them. They didn't cannibalize them. They didn't leave them out for sure. Because they were like, they have to go back into the earth. So I don't know if they just had a specific spot. Oh, maybe this is like quicksand and the sand just ate them up. Because I don't see anybody digging a hole here. You know what I mean? So maybe that's it. Maybe the land I'm seeing is like they would place them on there and it would just swallow them up. Maybe that's what I'm not seeing that specifically, but I'm kind of making a leap here because they didn't dig holes. You know, these people were in the land. It was very, they had to make sure they were in the land. The medicine is what's killing me because I will tell you this. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen, it's not Western, it's not Eastern. It's something I've never, ever, ever seen before. The way they treated people when they were sick. Especially with childbirth, because they never lost a mother. They never lost a mother, and mother and father were equal. I mean, it wasn't like revere the mother or revere the father. The dad's I'm in charge. No. It was equal, and it was like the greatest thing you could do was to have a child, and almost everybody could. I'm telling you, this wasn't like, oh, so-and-so can't get pregnant, and even if they couldn't, these people had ways, they had methods, they had herbs, they had this, they had that. It seems like they were very big into the laying on of hands. So I don't know if this is considered medicine or just love, but they were always like, if you're sick, people will come and put their hands on you. If you were pregnant, you were having a rough time, people will come and put their hands on you. If you were giving birth, people will come and put their hands on you. It's like, and it could be anybody. It wasn't like there was a special person that came in. Like they didn't have a hierarchy. There was no, so-and-so's in charge. This is the mayor of this island. No, they had no hierarchy. There was no real competition here. It was very much, like I said, oh, fruits, the fruit's coming in. All right, let's go pick the fruit. Everybody owned everything. So it wasn't, and again, they had no money. If your neighbor didn't have fruit, I mean, that wasn't a thing. Everybody had enough. So it was never like, I took all the fruit, I'm a greedy fuck. No. Like, it was like, this is how much I need to feed my family. But also, it's like, my family is your family. These people were so enmeshed and intertwined that nobody ever went hungry. Nobody ever went thirsty. It was kindness, and it was like everybody pulled their own weight. You didn't have laziness was not tolerated. Everybody had a job. Whether it was, like I said, I don't think they worked all day. I don't think they were scrambling all day. I think they were industrious. I think they liked to build. They like to create. And again, with these, they would do these beautiful tiles. I see these beautiful tiles. And then again, the whales. So I'm telling you, there's something really important about when the school of whales would come through, that it signaled something to them. I don't know if it was something good. So it wasn't like, oh, the hurricanes are coming or the monsoons or whatever it is, because I do see extreme weather. They were fully aware of, again, the earth provided heat. Fully aware of it. And just did not want to deal with other people. I get that so clearly. They were like, those people out there are so stupid. I mean, and it wasn't like a judgy thing. It was just kind of like, oh God, they just don't know any better. You know, like, we don't want them around because they're gonna mess stuff up. Like, they just want to be violent. They live in fear. Blah blah blah. They did not have a lot of sharp objects. Like, even if they took down a tree, which was very very rare. Very rare would they ever take down a tree, because again, trees are sacred. Everything's sacred. I don't see them using an axe. It was some kind of a pulley system. So they were really conscious of objects that had a certain kind of energy. They didn't like the sharp stuff. They didn't. So and I get the sense that the traders knew that they had to leave their weapons on the boat. Like, don't you show up here with a dagger in your belt, because nobody's going to trade with you. Yeah, that's real. And they never felt a threat from these people. I think they were aware that they were like warlike. They didn't want to have anything to do with it. But the trading was so good that they were like, yeah, we'll let them. Like, and they've been doing it for, God, it feels like centuries. So it wasn't like it was, they never got new visitors. They were trading with the same old people over and over and over again. They weren't swimmers. They didn't swim. They didn't really go in the ocean. I mean, they just weren't. They were like, I mean, you know, they had, and everybody took care of the babies, men and women. And it was not uncommon to see a kid just running out in the street and like, you know, somebody grabs them and, oh yeah, this is so-and-so's kid. You know what I mean? Like they just kind of let everybody run wild in a way. And like I said, it was preferable to be out of a building. So like, even when I see these people in the buildings, they're gathering in the buildings, or they're, and it was like the one building I'm seeing, the really, really pretty one, it's like just the hangout spot. It's the kick it spot. There might be a couple pools in there. I don't know. And it was like art. There was art in there. So it was like they would go in there and sit amongst their art, and it was just kind of like, let's kick it, let's hang out. I think it was used in rain and shine, but it was just kind of a different space to be in, but it was preferable for everyone to be outside, for sure. Oh, okay. All right, there's that. Jesus, it's been an hour? Are you kidding me? Whoa. God, these take a lot out of me. Jesus. I kind of want to go into the myth for a little bit. Lots of questions. Did they ever use fire? That's a good question. I don't see it. I don't see fire, but I do see like charcoal. But they didn't light shit on fire. And like I said, when the bats came out, it was bedtime. They didn't hang out when it was dark. Maybe in the building, but it seems like they had some kind of light in there, it wasn't electricity. I don't know if this is bioluminescence or what, but there was some kind of light. But even then, it was like, when the bats come out, it's bedtime. I don't see fire, but I do see coals. I see charcoal. I see something that's warm. Because they would cook these pigs. They definitely cooked the pigs. Is there a connection to Egypt? I don't know. I I get, again, Proto-Egyptian. And I know that is one of the languages that they knew, but I don't know if it was their language. I don't get the sense of what it was. Maybe it's the light of the moon I'm seeing in this building. Maybe it was like, we'll go hang out oh, interesting. So, because the moon, there was light coming into this one building, and like sometimes at night they would go in there and like kick it. But I think it was just on full moons or something when the light was strong enough. And I thought maybe it was bioluminescence coming up from these pools because there would be water or fountains or something in there. But I don't think it was. I think it was the moonlight shining on it. So, oh, the mermaids. I got to tell you about the mermaids. So this is very weird because I think mermaids are bullshit. I'm going to be real. It seems like it's real stupid. So I'm coming from this place, right, where I'm like, yeah, that sounds like crap. But, this is very interesting. First of all, mermaids have nothing to do with Atlantis, as far as I can tell. There's that, number one. Number two, I fully got a hit when I was like, mermaids are bullshit. And the universe is like, you're bullshit, Kirsten. There is something about mermaids that is based in reality. Yes, absolutely. I got that hit very clearly. So there's something there. I'm not saying that it's half person, half fish, okay? But there's that idea of a mermaid is actually born of something that actually existed. So there is, and yeah, I think I need a nap. I'm so out of it right now. I think I'm gonna go have another cup of tea. I love you guys.